The Big Voice. KWTN 100.9 FM. Allen, Nebraska. The official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe. Big Voice. KWTN 100.9 FM. Allen, Nebraska.
Okay, welcome. We are back with another amazing episode of Indigenous Voice. It's a bitter kind of sweet feeling today. Today is a special episode because it's our finale, our first finale here, season 1. And so have a great episode today, and we kind of want to do a little informal thing today. The idea of today's episode is to kind of bring back some of the students that were through the different episodes and kind of check in with them and see how they're doing and how life's going for them and their mental health and things like that. And then we also wanted to end with a game of mental health Jeopardy, just to kind of make some fun vibes there and have a great ending to our season finale. So yeah, that's kind of what the show is going to look like today. We'll go ahead and start with some introductions, and then we'll go through some questions, and then we'll go through the Jeopardy there. But as always, my name's SZN. I'm one of the co-hosts for this amazing podcast here, a member of the Winnebago Tribe, and just really excited to be working with the youth and provide this opportunity for our youth to share their ideas and thoughts.
I am Shailece Porter. I'm the co-host with Macky for the Indigenous Voice, and I'm from the Omaha Tribe.
My name's Chaz Vargas. I'm a senior at Bancroft Rosalie and enrolled with the Omaha Tribe in Nebraska.
My name is Shailece Porter. I'm a student at Little Pre studying for computer information technology, and I'm a member of the Omaha Tribe.
My name is Alan Whitewing. I am currently a senior at the Winnebago Public School. I am enrolled here in Winnebago, but I am also Navajo, Sac and Fox from Kansas, and Rosebud Sioux. I'm also very new here. I don't know. I got persuaded by Macky. So here I am.
Welcome.
I'm Charlie Whittem. I go to school in Sandy Public Schools, and I also Navajo, and I come from the Cheyenne River Tribe.
Okay. Welcome. Well, as you can see, we have some returning guests here. We always enjoy having our guests come back and check in with them. And big shout out to Alan for joining our amazing podcast. He was originally supposed to plan or come to one of our episodes before, but something just kind of happened. I think it was our January episode, but the weather happened, so we weren't able to do that. But Alan's a really good advocate for mental health, and so welcome to your first and last episode for season 1 for Indigenous Voice.
Well, I am happy to be here. So
Okay, awesome. All right, so go ahead. We'll just get started into some of these questions that we want to ask our youth, and then go from there. Ms. Porter, do you want to start us off with the first question?
Yes. So the first question we have is, why is it important to have a podcast like Indigenous Voice to talk about topics from your point of view?
Wait, ask it again?
Why is it important to have a podcast like Indigenous Voice to talk about topics from your point of view?
Well, I don't know, it gives the youth and other people, if they want to join the podcast, it gives them a voice to just talk about, I don't know, the good and bad things about like just everything going on in the reservation, mental health, just all that kind of stuff. It just gives them a good opportunity to voice their opinions.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Any other thoughts on that question?
I could say that I second that, mostly because most of the time people outside of reservations don't really know how like mental health here is, if that makes sense. It's like very hard to understand because what's it called? Suicide and mental health rates are like the second leading cause of death for teenagers. So it's very hard, and it's actually one of the highest leading causes of teenagers in in reservations, as well as drinking and driving. But so as I said, yeah, I second that, and it's better to have that voice like coming from people from reservations, so other people from outside or people that like want to know more about us, I guess, can know more.
I think you touched on a good spot or idea with that too, because I think about what high school is like maybe for us when we went to high school and the challenges then, and not saying like we're old or anything and we're getting up there. Birthday's coming soon, almost 32 here. But anyway, the times were different then. Like I was just talking to another person how like when I was in my senior year, the touchscreen and smartphones were kind of just taking their presence there and just coming known. And I always remember when I was in high school, like, I'm going to stick committed to this keyboard. I don't want those, touch screen. That just doesn't sound cool or anything. But when I got my first iPod, shoot, that changed my life, man. But so I don't do keyboards anymore. But yeah, just going to go back to what you were saying. I think even just the experiences that you all going through, it's kind of different from what we went through, but it's just as valuable. And I think it provides a good perspective of what you are going through with the differences in the world now compared to us old dinosaurs.
Yeah, even then, like you don't get that many opportunities to like I said, say what's on your mind and all that stuff, especially around here. Also, so it's like we welcome anyone to join this.
Yeah. And I love that because then if you watch these episodes, everybody has a different response or opinion to these questions that we ask. And I think that's even another valuable piece because we're not just seeing something from one way. There's a variety of different perspectives in it. I think that's another powerful part of this podcast too. I don't have the questions up in front of me. Do you want to do the...
Yeah. So since your involvement with Indigenous Voice, has it had an impact on your mental health awareness, opportunities, and more?
Yeah, I'd say so. Like, it helped me, I guess, be more, confident or just talking about like my own mental health and my own kind of story. Not that I want to like bring anyone like into all of that, but if they ask, it makes me, it helps me improve, I guess, my diction and everything like that. Just like wording it, try to relate to other people relating to me, all that kind of stuff is like, it can be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Alan hasn't really been on a podcast to, I guess, fully understand that. But I guess just like Indigenous Voice, it really just gives all youth the opportunity to express themselves with a high emphasis on mental health. With you, Alan, like what would your thoughts be on like a podcast like this for mental health? Like, how do you think it would help others kind of express that idea of mental health or talk about that? I guess, any thoughts on that?
I think mostly, first of all, I'm part of Hope Squad. So here in Winnebago, we're the first Native American school in Nebraska to actually have a Hope Squad. So I've been there for 3 years. And so I've been helping out with like a lot of mental health stuff. I also participate in like the Winnebago Two-Spirit organization. So that has Curtis in there who works at YCIC. And so I kind of work with them for a little bit too. And so with that question, like I can see that this podcast can like help not just teens and not just like adolescents, but help adults and seniors as well, because as you can tell, like here in like reservations and such, there's not a lot of people that really want to talk about their like how they feel and what they have going on inside their mind. So I'd say that this podcast would, and just like any other podcast, kind of like inspired by this or something like that, inspired by the topic that you guys have chosen to do this, which I am very glad that you guys, made this, because I have I have like listened to some of your episodes, which I like, because, why not? I want to show my support. So I'm just really glad that you guys' podcast, because you guys kind of show that you guys can express like your thoughts, your emotions, and you guys can talk about it and, you know, see like different perspectives. So other people who are listening, or other people who come on to, you know, feel comfortable and are able to express freely without judgment. Because that's here when it's like in reservations, and even just all around here, all around like, you know, Turtle Island, there's like not enough people who like want to express themselves out of fear of judgment, fear of rejection. So that's why I'm just like that I don't know.
No, that's good. I think, you know, you're talking about just normalizing these conversations about mental health and just even creating a safe space to express ourselves. And I think a lot of our youth, or just anybody that has some mental health challenges, that those are big supports they need to talk about those things. And I think the more we talk about these types of things, the more it's going to be normalized, the more it's going to be taken serious, and understand how it affects all of us in one way or another. So appreciate that.
Moving on to the next question. What is one favorite thing you liked about the podcast, or what was your favorite episode?
This might seem selfish, but I like to talk a lot. So I mean, it was good to at least talk about what I like to talk about and stuff. I'm just I'm a yapper.
I'd say I felt pretty good. Just I've only been on one episode, but that one episode made me, you know, confident in knowing what mental health is. Because before that, I never knew what it was until we did that first episode or second. I don't know, but yeah.
Okay. Charlie, do you have a specific favorite, or maybe just a moment and overall with the experience?
I only been on one episode, but on that one episode, I think I should like gain like confidence to like talk a little bit more, and I'm like an overly like quiet person, and I don't like talking that much, but like just like talking about like mental health and like getting to actually like voice my opinions, and I don't like have that many like opportunities to do that. So like that's what I like about it, is like I get to like express like what I think and what I went through. So
Okay. Thank you for sharing. From the episodes that you watched, I know you haven't been on enough to know, but I mean, is there a favorite moment, or was there kind of like a favorite episode that you saw or whatever, or maybe we today? I don't know.
I mean, aside from today, shoot, I really like the Two Spirit talks one, where you guys like spoke to a lot of Two Spirit people. It just like, cause I didn't even know that like some people that I know of were, you know, Two Spirit, and they were on that show, and I was very happy. But I just love the way that, you know, they spoke about different things and all that, and spoke about their own, you know, trial and error and their own experiences. So yeah.
Because you're very, very involved with the LGBTQ community, right?
Yeah.
And there's like a committee in Winnebago, right? Or would you say a group, or what would you call
organization.
it? An organization.
We are a non-profit organization called the Winnebago Two Spirit. So
yeah, they do a lot of good work, and I appreciate you doing that too. That's awesome. Do you have a favorite episode or moment?
I would say it's pretty hard to say which one was a favorite. I would say like one of the best moments are seeing like, you know, all the students come in and like being all nervous and like shy and quiet at first, but then like as we get through the episodes, like how open they are, and not only open like within themselves but the others around them, and like, you know, like there was never any judgment towards anyone whenever we had our podcasts, and like it made me feel like it made me feel good that we were doing this and giving these kids and the youth opportunities. not even just the youth, like some of the older ones who came and shared like some wise information that was very helpful. And I feel like this is something that all youth in every community should have a chance to experience, because voicing their opinion matters, and the youth is our future.
Yeah. I completely agree with that. Just kind of going with Shailece was just saying, like, this whole idea, it just started with, meetings with Society of Care and Morningstar Counseling. Shout out to those amazing organizations. But it's just interesting and awesome to see an idea come to fruition. And in the beginning, like, Shailece, me, Jamie, and all of us were just nervous on like what that's going to look like. And I think if you go back and watch the first episode, you can maybe see our little shyness and jitters and things like that. But shoot, halfway through the program, we're like, we can do this. This is pretty fun and pretty good. So just seeing that growth, I guess, amongst us is pretty interesting to see too. But even just seeing the youth express themselves and talk about the things, like overall, it just made me empower me and make me feel pretty great. So yeah, I think just overall it's like good episode, and hoping to continue this podcast for many other seasons. But keep a lookout for that and notice for that, and we'll hopefully have an update on that soon. But,
wait, what episode was that where I think it was like when I was talking about like a bunch of music or something like that? It had to do with like mental health and all that stuff. I forgot which episode that was, but whatever that was mine.
I think that was an underground episode.
Was it?
Let's get it now.
Wrong.
I can't remember. I think
It was like one of the first ones, I think. Was it?
There's been so many.
yeah.
Like, it's hard to remember.
I don't know. It was like,
But I also like that I was also able to learn a lot from the youth, like different things. Like there were like the LGBTQ episode, like there was a lot of things that I didn't know, and like I became very more open-minded to that and accepting and learning all of that, and I felt very good in being able to have that knowledge shared with me.
Right. I agree with that too. Like, if I'm being honest, that episode was a little uncomfortable for me, not because I don't support that. It was more because I don't like speaking on things I don't know too much about or knowledgeable. And I feel like that should be maybe a commonality of everyone, is if you don't know too much about a topic, you really shouldn't go in, I guess, one-minded about it. And so that's why I was uncomfortable, because I didn't know enough about it. But same with you, when we had Lenny Hayes and some other relatives come on and talk about their experiences and their lives, it was really eye-opening and educated me. So yeah, I agree with that. Like, it just, even just the other topics opened my mind and educated me on certain things too. But
And I'd also say another favorite of mine was the sobriety episode too, when we had those ones come on and talk.
I know there's one where you kind of got one of my co-hosts kind of got emotional on one of her expressions of her story, and it was powerful. But she said, let's just redo that, because I don't want to put it out there, and it was fine, whatever. But just seeing that passion, you talking about your experiences, it just made me warm my heart too, because it just like shows like the trials and tribulations we go through, but it's really raw and real emotions, and it's just good to see those things, because it's like the real stories in there, they're important to tell. So I always appreciate that. I don't know if there's any times I guess any funny moments with me and you on the show. I can't remember. I do remember one time towards one of the end of the episodes, I thought we were, the cameras were off, and got up, and I think my belly or back was showing or something. And but you'll look at you can find that one of those episodes. That was one of the blooper moments. Go ahead, next question.
Okay. What are some other topics that you think should be included in the podcast that we may not have went over or talked about?
And I guess like the whole idea was like mental health for this podcast, but we're really trying to pull from y'all and see like, okay, maybe we can include mental health, but what other pieces and components do you want to include with that too, so that we're not just limited to this field, but really want to see like what are important topics to talk about. I guess any thoughts or ideas on that?
I feel like it's important to kind of shed light on like the topic of like drug abuse and like alcoholism and how that affects just a Native family household, not family household in general, because it can really like kind of shape someone's childhood, or and how they grow up, the cycle and everything like that. I feel like it's kind of a must. So.
Any other thoughts or ideas?
I have a few. Maybe we can talk about like social standards, like not particularly just like it's called, not like the hierarchy between like business type of thing, but like more based on I don't want to sound racist, by races, because in Native American reservations and such, or really just in minorities, you're more prone to have a lot of mental health issues or experience a lot of like trauma or some sort of like bad experiences in your life. So I was thinking of just like having a episode maybe just talking about different, let's say we have like an African Native American come with us, like talking about like the what's called not expectations, the stereotypes between like being not just being full Native, but like being Black and Native, or being in like 2 different tribes, or maybe like 3 or more, and not being just a whole blood or something like that. That'd be pretty informational too, because that can like show more. I was going to say more of like another branch of mental health too.
Yeah, I think it's an awesome idea. I like that, especially yours too, Charles. I think with yours, Charles, like those conversations are so powerful and important, but they can be also a little uncomfortable for people. But that's kind of what they say, when you feel uncomfortable, that's where the growth comes. And in those kind of ways, those things need to be addressed and talked about. And that's kind of the big part about mental health, is talking about those situations and realizing that, instead of just kind of burying it away and not really talking about it.
I feel like, everybody needs those uncomfortable conversations in order to like grow. It's like it's important to talk about, whether you feel uncomfortable about it or not. Like you don't have to share your own personal stories, but it's also like important. Like it's inevitable in your life to kind of talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And then I like your idea too. Like you bring a whole other aspect into the conversation of just like blood quantum, cultural expectations, and how do you balance that when you come from 2 different tribes, and there might be maybe one cultural practice or belief that contradict each other, and then how do you pick which one to follow? And I kind of see that with some of my friends that are Dene, and then they're married to a Winnebago man, and they have ways back at home on certain things, but then here it's different. How do you teach your children to follow this way or that way? And if I was in that situation, I wouldn't say, well, you're only this and you have to follow this way. Like, you're composed of both of those, so you kind of have to balance that. But how does that work? You know what I mean? So, and I don't feel like there's a right or wrong answer for that. It's just really like what you kind of I guess what you prefer, but I think that's a good topic. Like, I definitely want to push that for next season. These 2 topics there. So definitely, appreciate your feedback on that.
I feel like another topic that would have been interesting is like young parents and sharing their stories, like kind of like 16 and pregnant, but like just like
was that a TV show?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember that. I was on that.
I was on that, remember?
I was on season 2.
But like, just speaking more of, young parents and like, the success stories that some people do have from being young parents, or just sharing their struggles that they may have went through and like, overcame. I feel like that would have been another good topic for a lot of the young youth that we have. that may be young parents or became young parents at a young age, I feel like that would have also been a good podcast to share.
I think, and that's good. And like, if we go forward with that episode, I definitely want you to take lead on that, because I know you have some good perspectives, just being a mother in general, But yeah, I think that's a good idea too, because then I'm also thinking about our young relatives, our high schoolers and things, and where they get into relationships. And sometimes those situations happen where they become young parents, but there's a whole big piece of like being a parent and also like intergenerational trauma and keeping those things in mind. And I feel like sometimes our youth, and we can't really blame them, because their brain is physically not done growing, probably 25 to 28. And that frontal lobe part that is still growing, that really is about the critical thinking and future forward thinking. And so it's like, how do you expect someone to practice those if their brain physically isn't capable of doing that, So yeah, I think those are some good conversations, but yeah.
Okay, so throughout the year, have you become more aware of your mental health?
Okay.
What was it?
Throughout the year, have you become more aware of your mental health?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, before on that episode I talked about, I really didn't like talk to anyone or like know the feeling of being sad or like going through stuff, and like just keeping it to myself. But like now there's like people I can trust and talk to without feeling like, like, do I trust them or yeah, like that. And so I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Trey, would you?
Yeah, I would say well, before, like, I knew, like, I was aware of, like, my own mental health, because I've been struggling with it for, like, a while. But, once I, like, struggled with that, I struggled with, like, talking about it, because, like, of the household that I was in. I'm sorry if my voice is shaky. Just
No, you're good. You're good.
It's just like how I was raised was it kind of affected me in a way where I couldn't speak my mind, and after like meeting some people, I finally like became like where I started talking a little bit. But after the podcast, after that episode I did, I guess I felt like more seen, I suppose. And it's like I felt more seen, and I wasn't bad. Wait. I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say.
No, you're good. Well, I think like you just like hit some really powerful points on that, and we've seen a lot of different characters and personalities on this show, and I think it opens the opportunity for everyone to express themselves. And sometimes expressing themselves is easier for others, and sometimes it's harder for others too. But also, I think just being authentic and being who you are as a person and sharing that is really important in these conversations, and just kind of like what you're sharing about the things that you experienced growing up and how it's had an effect on you. Like that's mental health right there, and those are real stories that need to be shared. And even just sharing that, there's going to be a viewer or someone out there that's like, what they're talking about, I can relate to them, and you're giving them kind of that hope and motivation in a way too. So appreciate you for sharing that.
Yeah. Thank you. Anybody else?
What was the question again?
Throughout the year, have you become more aware of your mental health?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think ever since last year, May 2023, I started going to therapy for my own, personal vices and everything like that. And with going to therapy and going to the show, it really helped me be more, I guess, aware and help me, I guess, how would I say, sympathize with people. Put myself in their own shoes and just it helped me grow. It's helping me grow into being a better person and everything like that. I mean, that journey's never gonna stop. And I'm willing to like go through that journey until I'm no longer here. And it's a nice experience. It's a nice small experience. I like it.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Well, I appreciate all you guys just being here and sharing your stories and just being vulnerable. I know sometimes it can be hard and challenging. And like I said, just feel comfortable with sharing what you want to, but just know like everything you guys are sharing, it's really, it really helps us here just in this room, but also just the effect you're going to have on Indian country and other relatives like that too. But yeah.
Following my answer I gave you guys about my mental health, I travel summers to different powwows, and that's the only thing that makes me happy is being at a powwow and participating, and like being in that circle is like, it feels good knowing out there like there's like eyes on, like little eyes, like there's little kids that always dance past me and like just always looking at my stuff or looking at how I dance, and like I don't know, it makes me feel good. And most of these powwows I went to this summer, there's these kids out there just no regalia but dancing away, and so that kind of made me happy a little bit. And seeing everybody just talking to each other and not being on their phones and like texting each other, like everybody's just together, laughing. And like this year, during Macy Powell, we had a little gathering and for me and my family, and I haven't seen that in a long time, because usually it's just us, our little family staying at home having dinners and stuff, and like seeing everybody there, it's like I haven't seen that in a while, and kind of made me tear up, and I had to go sit somewhere. And like my family is a big family on the res, and like everybody don't really talk to each other. And then some people were there that we don't talk to, that I seen at our event at the powwow, and I don't know, it just felt good to me, because back when I was younger, we used to always have gatherings with our family, and so after a while we just stopped doing that, and everybody's just like not really see each other or talk to each other, and so after seeing that, it just made me feel good.
Yeah, that's really powerful, and that's a prime example of this thing called a protective factor, and just our culture and our family, those really are protective of us from being susceptible to substance abuse, domestic violence, any kind of thing like that. When we practice those things, we're less likely to develop those type of situations or go into those type of things there. So appreciate you for sharing that. That's good. Well, I do want us to take a brief break here. So we are going to take a moment to play a infomercial, or big shout out to our sponsors, Society of Care and Morningstar Counseling. So we'll go ahead and take a few moments for that commercial, and we'll be back with some mental health jeopardy and close out the final episode.
Morningstar Counseling is a Native and woman-owned mental health organization that was established in 2012. Morningstar Counseling incorporates cultural values and practices through prevention, outreach, psychoeducation, and training, and serves individuals and families across the lifespan. The Society of Care is a leading trauma resource for self-identified Native American youth and their families throughout Nebraska. We care for our relatives by providing accessible, affordable, and culturally sensitive behavioral care. As passionate advocates, we give Native youth a voice, connect them to services, provide wellness education, instill cultural pride, and empower them to build resilience. We believe in a brighter future for our relatives and are guided by caring deeply, transforming lives, and healing communities.
My name is Jamasina. I'm the Director of Substance Abuse Prevention for the Society Care. We serve Indigenous communities throughout the state of Nebraska.
We teach coping skills so that people can navigate through hard times without turning to substances.
Our program focuses on coping strategies and uses culture as prevention as it is a protective factor.
We also help people in recovery that want to reconnect with their families.
With our program, we really want to encourage families to be active in their child's life and to encourage the bonding with the family to make us stronger tiwahe. The classes that we offer are sewing classes and medicine picking classes, talking circles, and mentoring, and much more to come. If you are looking to get involved, reach out to the Society Care through our Facebook page or call the Santee Health Center at 402-857-2300. Reach out when you need help. Recovery is for everyone.
We do have a new guest with us for this second portion of our episode. I will give her a chance to introduce herself, and then we'll go into this Jeopardy game.
Hello, my name is Shailece Porter. Everybody calls me Ash, and I am half Russian and half Ho-Chunk. I am an enrolled member of the Winnebago tribe.
Nice. Okay, awesome. And did you say you're a senior this year?
Yeah, I'm a senior.
Nice, senior. Okay. I worked with Ash over the summertime. We did some amazing film making work. Also with Alan too, they did some really good videos, and those will be available soon. But she's really passionate about mental health and the work she does there too. So let's go ahead and get into this Jeopardy here. So me and Shailece aren't going to be participating, so don't be helping your peeps over there.
Hold on, I'm pulling up the answers.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to play a game of Jeopardy, but Indigenous style, and just kind of more on mental health area there. We did have them create their teams in the beginning of the show here. And for our team, for your team, do you remember what it was? Was it Wowoks? Or no, it was Gathering of the Nations. It's because there's a variety of tribes over here, so that's why we wanted to name it that. So we're the Gons. Okay. And then your team name.
What'd you guys
The Wild Omahas.
Wild Omahas.
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 Emphasis on the M. Omaha.
Alrighty then. Okay, so we will go. Does everybody know how to play Jeopardy here? An idea somewhat? So you'll kind of be like, I'll show you what the categories are. So these are the categories. Welcome, students. So we have self-destructive behaviors. We have self-control, stuck thinking, forward thinking, iMessages. That's different from iMessages on iPhones. And then coping skills. And so what you would do is we'll take turns kind of picking the categories, and then you can either go for 1, 2, 3, 4, or 500. The higher the number, the more challenging the question's going to be there. Okay. So question, sir.
What's under iMessages?
As a group, if you want to go pick one of those, then we can pick one of them.
No, I want to
know. So we have to do maybe a rock, paper, scissors, me and you.
Okay.
Who goes first? And so we'll do 1, 2, 3. Okay.
1, 2.
So rock, paper, shoot. Got it? Right? Because then people be like, rock, paper, scissors, and go.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
That's how you do it?
Yeah, that sounds like, wait, we got to go on 3?
Well, people do it differently, okay?
That's what I mean. I want to be clear. So we go 1, 2, 3, and then 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's rock, paper, scissors, not rock, paper.
Rock, paper, boom. I'm a technical thinker. I overthink. All right, ready? Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Sorry,
So we'll go
Don.
first.
All right.
What do you guys want?
Why are you looking at me?
Section would y'all want, or category, and what number?
Are you going first?
Sure. I'll do 200 coping skills.
200 coping skills? I'm gonna have to hide my computer from y'all because I can't do all that.
That's cheating.
200 for coping skills?
Sir.
Let's see. Here we are. Okay. Your boyfriend or girlfriend has been giving you the cold shoulder. They send you a text. They want to break up. What do you do? So remember, this is a coping skills here.
Wait, do we get to see our answer?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's what the game is.
all right. No, I thought there's a clicker thing. But,
Yeah.
talk it out. And if it doesn't work, let him go. I don't know. Like,
No,
that's my question. I thought it was a group
Is that a
one.
group question?
Oh,
Yeah,
group
okay.
question.
You- Is that what you agree on as a group?
I don't know. Mine's kind of what my perspective is.
Is it like a term, like a as an answer, or is it just like a?
Or I can't give you the answer.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
He keeps trying to get answers out of you.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking it out.
So we have go to sweat or anything healthy that helps you feel better. So you shared talking about it, and then if it doesn't work, you can move on. So personally, I would say that's a good answer, right? Or no?
Talk it out, and then it doesn't work.
Yeah, because then like if you don't talk it out, like what's gonna happen?
Arguments for days.
And then what if you don't move on and you just keep on in the situation? So I would give you guys 200. What do you think, Ms. Porter?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, 200 for Omaha Warriors.
Oh, Omaha.
Or what is that? Wild.
Yeah, well,
Oh, I see you as Warriors. All right. Going back to the sections here. So we no longer can do coping skills for
200.
What are y'all feeling? So we have self-destructive behavior, self-control, stuck thinking, forward thinking, iMessages, and coping skills.
You want to do, let's do self-destructive behavior for 300.
Okay. 300. Okay. Your friends decide to drop out of school because they think school is whack. The past few weeks, they have been skipping classes to go smoke. Now they want to fight you since you don't join them. What are the self-destructive behaviors in this? So think about, in this situation, what are some of the self-destructive behaviors in this situation?
Smoking and skipping class.
Smoking, skipping class.
Yeah.
Are those your final answers?
Their self-destructive behavior is not focusing on their education and also harming their physical health.
Final answer?
Yeah.
All right. Dropping out of school, doing drugs, picking fights, any of these three, I would say y'all hammered that out pretty great. Okay. So 300 for Gons. All right.
And cannot use
And we can't use
self-destructive. 300.
self-destructive for 300.
Let me get self-control for 100.
John found out his girlfriend has been talking to someone else. He gets mad and takes off for weeks. Turns out he's gotten in a fight and went to jail. What should John do? And there's only two answers for this.
Two answers? Should just like,
What should have John done?
What should have done with his girlfriend?
either you should talk it out, like, just cut it off.
I'll probably just
They really
probably just because if she's talking to someone else, then shit.
shit.
I don't know. Get her off social media, I guess. Nah, I don't know.
So in this situation, what do you think he should have?
Well, instead of not
Like you
fighting
say-
and going to jail, he should have like left it alone and let her be and let her enjoy what she's doing and let him maybe take that as an example of do better.
Yeah, it's either that or like talk to that person, confront that person about that problem.
What's your final answer?
Yeah,
My
that's
answer.
that's a fine
Fine
answer.
answer?
Yeah.
So talk to someone, break up with his girlfriend. I don't know how do you feel like.
I mean,
She just talked to her to confront her. This was just talk to someone. I guess that kind of. I don't know, what would you say? Yeah.
Wait, did you say talk to her or talk to someone?
confront her.
Or, oh.
I didn't really.
And would you say? Did
I
you
just-
say?
I don't know.
So just let her
Be and let him.
I would say no because they didn't use breakup.
So
I
would
don't
say
know.
Those are good answers. I would agree with those.
Yeah.
They're just not super realistic.
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry about that.
This game is hard.
This game's hard.
What's your life situation, man? I don't know if you guys know all these situations on here. They're my experiences. They're just names changed.
He went to jail. Let me find his
John's
mugshot.
Oh my god.
All right. What category would y'all like?
What do you stuck thinking?
Stuck thinking. For which one?
300?
300. We're gonna do stuck thinking for 300.
Okay. My grades are stressing me out. I should go to that party this weekend. Is this
Do you want me to give advice to him?
would you say this is either forward thinking or stuck thinking?
Wait, can you define stuck thinking? Is it like when you're like trapped in a certain thought process?
So think of forward thinking. So think of it as, I guess, positive and negative in a sense. So forward thinking is more kind of the positive round, and stuck thinking is more about the negative round. I don't want to give it to you too.
So we're defining on if this is bad or not.
You're deciding if this is either forward thinking or stuck thinking.
Stuck thinking.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Boom.
300.
They got 600.
Nice.
Step it up.
100?
Step it up over here.
All right. Category, sirs.
So they can't use 300 for stuck thinking, forward thinking.
So how much are we doing?
300.
What do you? What?
What'd you say?
Oh no, I'm saying
Oh,
that's when you guys can't. I'm not helping you guys. I'm saying you guys can't use that.
Yeah, sure.
Coping skills 500.
Ooh, one big. All right.
Yeah.
When should you use a healthy coping skill?
When should you use a healthy coping skill?
Whenever you're going through something, like if you're like failing college or high school, or like not being able to make it to work on time, then you should use the healthy coping skill.
I feel like you should use it when you're like in you're back against the wall. You're kind of like in a sucky situation. It's kind of like, yeah. When you have the urge to do like unhealthy coping skill, that's when I feel like that's the best time to actually like substitute that with the helping coping skill. I don't know.
Okay. What word would you use for maybe some of those emotions you're feeling? So you would use a healthy coping skill when you're
Struggling with school.
final answer
Or stressed?
final answer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whenever you feel stressed, exhausted, or really upset. So 500 to
The wild moms.
He's a kid.
He's like, they're up by 100.
We're up.
Okay. All right. So we can do 500 for coping skills.
I can't see the last one. Coping skills.
Coping skills.
Yeah, there's a self-destructive behavior, self-control, stuck thinking, forward thinking, iMessages, or coping skills.
I think on coping skills,
200.
1, 3, and 4 are available. It's 2 and 5 are.
Let's do self-control for 500.
500?
Yeah.
Going big, all right. Lonnie has been texting 30 girls. Dang it, Lonnie. He has met at least 15 of them and kissed them. He now has sores on his mouth. What should have Lonnie done instead?
Stuck to one girl and stayed loyal.
Set to one girl and stay loyal.
Okay, but like, why is he texting 30 girls though?
Every girl is crazy.
That's the question of the millennium, you know? 15? Some of us are still working that question out. Okay, what was your answer?
If he's texting 30 girls, then he probably needs to work on himself.
Okay.
If he's looking for something through these different people, he probably should have focused on his own mental health instead of going out and being messy.
Sure. Final answer.
You got anything to add?
No.
I like that idea. Or your response in this situation, what should he not have done?
He probably shouldn't have kissed 15 of them.
Okay. Final answers?
Yeah.
Okay. Not kiss every girl he likes. Not text a lot of girls. Make safer decisions. And I think y'all hammered that out pretty great. So 500 to Gathering of Nations here. And we are not associated with Gathering Nations.
It's not
We don't have the copyrights to use that name officially. Nah. All right. Category, sirs.
Just bleep it out every time you say gathering.
What? Self-control 400.
Okay. Elena's at her grandma's house and she found her grandma's cigarettes. She steals some to find out why people smoke. What should have Elena done instead?
Not take the cigarettes, and I shouldn't have took the cigarettes, and probably gave them back to her grandma for laying around, and she don't need to know what it's like.
Yeah, it's grown up stuff.
Final answer.
Yes.
Research cigarettes. Leave them alone. Ask a grown up why people smoke cigarettes. Nicotine is addicting. So yeah, I would say that.
I was about to say number 3, but I feel like that would have been too far-fetched.
No, good. Okay, 400 to the Wild Omaha.
Wild Omaha. Yeah.
I'm trying. All right. We'll do one more on this side, and then we'll do a final Jeopardy in the game here. Category and number.
Let's say stuck thinking for 500.
Is that one available? Do we know?
Is that
I think it
Thinking for 500.
Yep, that is. Okay. I look forward to the weekend so I can practice self-care.
Forward thinking.
Final answer?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not
That's 500. Good job.
That's not fair.
Okay. All right. We are coming to a conclusion of our Jeopardy session here. Who's good question here?
The doodles. That's what we're called, doodles.
Studios.
Oh, Final Jeopardy up there. I didn't even see that up there. Okay.
That's what we're called, doodles.
Okay.
Oh.
Debrief of activity.
Okay. How much money would y'all like? How much do they have over here? $1,600 over here, and then
1,300. Something like that.
1,100. Okay, so 1,100 and 1,600. Okay, so what would you all want to rank or put up for this next question?
How much you thinking?
I don't know.
We got 1,100.
Huh?
I don't know. Wait, what does this mean?
Like, so you can put any money you have now, and then that would double, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do double or nothing, or you can just do a portion of what you guys have. If you get the question right, you'll get that amount. So you can go all in and do 16, and then if you get it, you'll get 32.
And
Or you could just do 100. It's up to you.
Do you want to do double or nothing? Put all our cards on the table.
Yeah, might as well.
Double or nothing.
16?
Who's gonna do 800?
800?
Mm-hmm.
So if you won 800, what would that put you at then?
Whoa!
Yeah, no, it's
It's just double nothing.
double or nothing. Might as well.
Okay, so that'd be 22.
2,200.
Okay. All right. Ready?
I'm scared.
You'll have like a minute to come up with your answers for this.
Do we need like a?
I'm gonna pull my timer up real quick here.
Where's our marker boards?
That's not in the budget for the season 1 yet. That'll be next season 2. All right, here we go. You ready? You have 1 minute to discuss your answers and then share out. Okay. And here's the question: what did you learn today?
Oh my gosh.
And you have 1 minute to discuss your answers and prepare here in less than 50 seconds.
People's different stories and how we can feel
I know.
connected to them.
We don't have the copyrights to the music yet. We're still working out logistics.
Yeah.
That's some of the stories we heard today.
Yeah, learning how to put.
Hopefully season 3 will get there.
Learn some stuff.
And we'll have our own Jeopardy board in the back too.
The outside world.
Okay, 30 seconds left.
Learn about different cultures.
Listening to two people come talk to you.
15 seconds left.
I would say like putting.
5 seconds. And that is time. All right, we're going over here first to the Gathering of Nations here. What is your response?
Something that I personally learned today was the definitions of stuck thinking and forward thinking. I didn't know those were the two different thought processes.
Mm-hmm.
And I also learned a lot about the podcast because I haven't been on the podcast. So I learned a lot about what Morningstar does and the episodes and what you guys have done through your different episodes. So I learned a lot through that.
Nice. Okay.
I can say the same thing as like the podcast. I learned a lot that, well, I mean that this podcast exists and stuff, and that on this podcast I have the opportunity to like talk to about like stuff on the different topics. Yeah, that's what I learned.
Okay. All right.
So,
All right. Thank you for sharing, both of you. What did you wager? What did you wager? All of it?
yeah.
All of it.
Associate director, would you say that's a plausible answer for both of them? Okay. Go ahead and share your response.
For me, I learned how to put myself in other people's shoes and learning, or yeah, just basically sympathizing with people and stuff like that. And learn. I'm answering for Chad
Yeah,
since we talked about this. Just basically learning people's different stories, and if we want to be like counselors or therapists or anything like that, just
People can come talk to you about, or like how this podcast, how we listen to other people's stories. Maybe it can give us a boost of being a counselor ourselves and getting out to people, reaching out to people that we know who are struggling and need to talk. They can come to me or Charles, and we can help them out and talk it out with them.
Am I able to add on?
no.
We sure.
Okay. Also learning like I think a big thing that I learned is how different you guys, how everybody acts differently and how everybody portrays themselves. Especially being from different reservations and picking up everybody's mannerisms. That was definitely something I learned.
Okay. Associate director. Oh.
I said stuck thinking and forward thinking.
That's not fair. just
Good job.
Good job.
Oh.
Did their answer? I feel like
sympathizing. and
Yeah.
learning how to be a therapist. I don't know how to like breathe.
We'll go to a brief break while we figure this out behind you. No, just kidding. No, well, regardless, I think even if you did get all your points, I think they would still come out top, right? Because it was 32.
Yeah, there was,
and it would have been
11.
22 if you guys.
Because we had 11 top.
But congratulations! All right, awesome. Congratulations.
You won the pot.
Participating.
The dude's got
The next competition will be at Cherry Island. No, it's kidding. All right.
Cash prize.
Cash prize. Cash prize is that
Actual money.
Extra.
corn soup along with Aritz's pot. The pot it was cooked in. Just kidding. All right. So we are about to close here for our final episode. I don't know why I clicked out of this. I'm just gonna go back to this for now. We'll do our closing thoughts here. So just do some closing shout outs or anything like that. Does anybody have any closing thoughts or shout outs to anybody?
I mean, I could shout out. So I work with the Big Voice Radio, and I am an apprentice. So every Thursday from 7 to 8, you guys could tune in and hear some music from me and sharing music with the community. And you guys could tune in and listen to my music taste, and that will be on KWTN 100.9 FM.
Nice. All right. Thank you. We'll definitely plug that in. We love this to encourage and support the work that our youth are doing. So thank you for sharing that. Do you have any closing thoughts or shout outs?
It was nice being on this podcast again, honestly. It kind of gave me like more confidence space and speaking a little bit more. So, yeah. And shout out to Jamie for driving me here both times. So I'm grateful for that. Yeah.
Good. Awesome. Chad or Charles, sorry. What was that?
Do you have any?
nice to see everyone here, meet new faces, and yep.
I like to shout out my friends and family. I like to shout out the camera ladies, Bethany, all of you guys, Jamie in the back, and that's about it.
Shout out my big sis too.
Do you have any closing?
I would just say thank you guys all for participating throughout the year and even coming here to share a meal and play Jeopardy. And and thank you to Bethany and her crew for all the hard work throughout the months for our podcast. I enjoyed it. And shout out to, let's see, I'll say shout out to Macky because he's been the leader through all of this and helping me feel confident in being able to do this podcast.
Appreciate that. Final thoughts. Thanks for the shout out there, Shailece. This is an amazing opportunity, and we bounce back and forth. And so appreciate you for being a co-host on this and just helping with the ideas and bringing us together. A big part of it wouldn't happen without you, support from you. Also, big shout out to behind the scenes, Jamie here. She's been a big part of this podcast here, making that happen and bringing the resources and people together and youth. And so big shout out to that. I always want to shout out Big Voice Radio and their amazing staff there, making this possible. Thank you for providing the technical assistance, the equipment, the space, and just the good vibes and just putting that out there for us. And so excited for season 2. Like I said, keeping a lookout for that. We'll have an update on that pretty soon, hopefully. And just for you youth, just the kind of closing thoughts, like I really appreciate you all being here. Continue being the amazing people you are and working hard hard. And just being you, I just encourage you just to be your authentic self and be who you are, and do the things that you like, because ultimately that's going to bring happiness for you and affect your mental health overall. So thanks for being here, and we'll always be here to support you. So if you ever need anything, and if you have ideas after this, share it with us. We'll try to make it happen. But this is season finale for season 1 finale, and we are gonna be closing the show today. So thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Shout out to our sponsorships, to Morningstar Counseling and Society of Care. And we will hopefully see you in the next few months or so for season 2. And y'all take care of each other, be nice to each other, and we'll see you again.